Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet. So hello from the other side. At least I can say that I've tried. If the matter clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore.
Thanks, Eric. It is Ruth with NSBN. I am here at Gillette Stadium as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are facing off the New England Patriots in the well-anticipated matchup in Week 4. Now, Tom Brady is just 68 yards away from passing Drew Brees with the most passing yards in a single career. So this is a very heavily anticipated game. Rob Gronkowski, unfortunately, will be out due to the injuries that he sustained in Week 3 against the Los Angeles Rams. But we have good news. Richard Sherman is set to be starting tonight after injuries that were sustained by Jamel Dean, Carlton Davis, and Sean Murphy-Button. Richard Sherman is the cornerback that signed just a week ago, and he is set to be starting for the Bucs tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ruth Kakias with NSPN. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tom Gronkowski Show. It's your girl, Ruth the Truth here. Now, the video that you guys just watched was filmed live in front of the Gillette Stadium just hours before kickoff. Now, I know everybody was tuned into that Week 4 matchup, and later on in the show, Coach Jay and I will give you our perspectives of somebody who watched it here in Tampa and somebody who was live in the Boston area. Now, let me tell you, I'm definitely a Florida girl. I was not feeling the weather out there, and I don't think Brady was either. I think he was a little bit spoiled with the weather that we have here in Tampa because it was the exact opposite there in the Gillette Stadium. But welcome to the Tom Gronkowski Show. Appreciate you guys watching in. If you could do us a favor, just hit the share button down below. Make sure to subscribe to the Fans Only Sports Network on YouTube. Coach Jay and I are a hoot on Twitter, so make sure to follow us at Ruth the Truth with three H's at the end, and at Coach Jay Morgan. So yeah, it's Week 5. It's among us. So we're going to be definitely talking about the Dolphins game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are back at the Raymond James Stadium against a Tua Tagovailoa-less Dolphins, and they will be facing Tom Brady, who is coming off of a win. Now, congratulations to Tom Brady as well, because he did also make history. Not only did he be the first quarterback to play against all 32 teams in the NFL, but he passed Drew Brees' record with the most passing yards with 80,359 yards in a single NFL career. Lots to talk about. I mean, there was a lot of buzz in the NFL, of course, with Stephon Gilmore, who was released by the New England Patriots after their defeat on Sunday, and he wasn't healthy. So it looks like he's ended up on the Carolina Panthers roster, who made a move for him after Jace Horn, their cornerback, was hurt. But without further ado, let me get Coach Jay Morgan in here because we've got a lot to talk about. Coach Jay, appreciate you staying up late with me. It's been a crazy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely great. Life is good.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little distracted with the WNBA that is in their playoff series right now. Congratulations to the Phoenix Mercury that are 3-0 above the Las Vegas Aces. Yes, it's been a crazy day in sports. It's like every night we're having something to watch, which is great.
Is Chicago team in there? Because I love Candace Parker.
Candace Parker and the Chicago Sky are winning that series above the Kinetic Suns 3-1. And
yes.
let me correct the Las Vegas Aces were able to win one game, so it's 2-1 in the Phoenix Mercury and Las Vegas Aces matchup. So yes, WNBA is cooking up, and also the MLB is cooking up. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the Boston Red Sox and Yankees game last night. It was the wild card matchup for that division. Did you get a chance to watch it? Because I kind of peeped in here and there.
I was out all night.
Yeah, baseball is a very long, drawn out game, so I don't blame you for that. But
I was in the series myself. I was in a pool series, a 7-game pool series all night last night.
Oh, right.
I lost the game 6. I came back. I walked in the building.
I'm not that great at pool, but every once in a while when I play for the first time in months, I always have that one game where I'm like, I could beat anybody who wants to talk the smack, and I'm just like, hey, I think it's beginner's luck because I don't play that often. So when you pick up a pool stick after a couple months, I think the pool gods are on your side. But Coach Jay, did you get to watch more than just the Bucks game? Before we jump into like all Bucks talk, was there any other game during the week 4 matchups on Sunday that you spent some time watching? Or maybe if you watched the Monday night game, which was pretty electric.
Yeah, that Monday night game. I watched a lot of games because at that time on Sunday I was helping Gators and them at Gators Dockside, cooking for them. So I was glancing in and out. But then when I got home, then I put it on and I started watching everything. But the Monday night game, I thought the Raiders boy, they need to go. They need to get their mind right. I
feel bad for the Raiders because they had a lot of key players in that cornerback position that got hurt. I mean, they looked pretty beat up on the defensive side of the ball, and Justin Herbert really capitalized on those open gaps in the secondary. And I feel bad for the Raiders. You never want to go down 21-0 at the half. I mean, what kind of speech? I mean, Coach, you being in that scenario, I mean, I'm never saying that you were ever down 21-0. I'm never going to disrespect. I mean,
I was down 35-0 before and came back and won 40-35.
They should make a movie out of that game.
I'm telling you.
Wow. 41-35?
It was 47. It was 47-35. I was down 35-0 at halftime.
So they didn't score after they came back in the half.
Oh.
Wow. You know what? That all attests to the game planning and the scenarios that these coaches find themselves in, where it's like it's do or die. We got to switch up the game plan. We're down 35-0. This is obviously not working. Everybody throw everything out. Let's start from scratch.
No, we did the same thing. It's just, all right, so y'all ready now? Because you can still come back. It's about believing first. You can still come back.
Do you believe?
That's right. Do you believe in love? I'm telling you. All you got to do is believe.
I love that you always pick up what I'm putting down.
I'm with you. I'm right here with you. If you believe that you can come back, that's why I tell people still to this day, they be like, man, you're just so positive, man. You don't be thinking about, I don't think about losing. I've been down before. You can come back. All we did was, all right, I came in like Phil Jackson. All right, fellas, we got them right where we want them. Everybody looking at me like, what? They just used all their tank of gas. They just used all their whole tank.
They got nothing left.
They ain't got nothing left. And you gave it to them. They ain't even really scored. You was giving it. So now can we play situational, systematic football now? Yes, sir.
Can we wake up, ladies and gentlemen? I need everybody to wake up.
We come out, boom, score. Defense, get the ball back. We score again. Defense, get the ball back. We score again. I was like, come on. I said, keep going.
I mean, when it comes down to the NFL and playing at a professional level, and obviously playing at any level at this point, it's all about whose defense can turn the ball over. Now, when we talk about our week 4 matchup, we're going to talk about a lot of the what did not happen. But I will say there wasn't a lot of turnovers on each side of the ball. I mean, Mac Jones played a pretty clean game. Tom Brady did his thing. I mean, it seemed like there was a lot of drop catches, but I think the weather had a lot to do with that and the emotions of the game. But I mean, the scenario at the Gillette Stadium was not expected. I mean, it was, I mean, we're in the month of October. I understand that we're going into the fall season in the New England area, but I mean, I'm wearing a hoodie, a long sleeve, and a jersey with a poncho over? I'm sorry. I just left 74-degree weather. What am I doing here? Like, this is not what I expected.
Keep going.
Like 74 when the sun goes down. I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about Tampa at that time of night, because it was like 9 o'clock at night, you know? So Tampa has that nice cooling breeze from the ocean. So 74 degrees, I think, is kind of fair. I mean, everybody knows Florida weather during the day. It doesn't matter if it's January or middle of July. It's going to be hot. That humidity definitely has a lot to do with it. But let's just jump right into things. Week 4, Gillette Stadium, Tom Brady's homecoming game. Coach Jay, how are you thinking that the GOAT, Tom Brady, is feeling as he's running down that tunnel? Now, before you give me your answer, I got to take a quick video of him actually running out to the field for the first time in a different jersey. Now, guys, 22 seasons in the NFL, 20 of them spent in a Patriots jersey, 2 spent in a Bucks jersey, and this is his first time at the Gillette Stadium. Before I show this video, everybody please listen in onto how the crowd reacted, because that's the most important thing about this video, is getting the crowd's initial reaction with all the emotions running high. Please listen carefully, because I'm not going to be able to repeat exactly what they said. So I need So as you can hear in that video, a lot of mixed emotions going on in the Gillette Stadium, and I was amongst the crowd. There was a lot of Brady jerseys, there was a lot of red jerseys, and the fine gentleman in front of me, I don't know if you heard him in the background in the very beginning of the video, he said, how dare you boo him, you a-hole.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of mixed emotions in the Gillette Stadium, and there were fans that were actually wearing Brady jerseys that was booing him. I don't understand, but I can't imagine how these folks are feeling. I mean, this man won you 6 Super Bowls. You guys would live and breathe by Tom Brady. You would kiss the ground that he sleeps on or steps on, whatever. I'm sorry, like he's sleeping on the ground.
But he left.
He left you. I mean, that's probably got to be the hardest breakup that any passionate Patriots fan has ever felt. I mean, your quarterback, where everybody expected for him to end his career as a New England Patriot, has decided to leave for the NFC. Now, I feel like a lot of the booing came from them just being upset that he's not in a Patriots jersey. I think a lot of them felt upset, like, man, I just spent $150 on this jersey and he's not even here anymore, so it's not even relevant. Like, it was a lot of anger in the slight booing, but yes, it was amazing to get to hear one of the crowd members say, "How dare you boo him?" And then another person in the crowd was like, his heart must be beating at 100 miles an hour. So, Coach Jay, tell me, what would be your impression on how Brady is feeling on the inside if people could see it on the outside? Give me your impression of how he's feeling on the inside.
He's in kill mode. He is not about to leave the team and come back and let them embarrass him. He is not doing that. He is ready to kill. He gonna go out there and be nice, smile. In the inside of his head, you all can kiss me.
I want a Super Bowl without this mother.
I'm about to torch y'all.
Let's do it without you.
His other conscience over there, he's like, look at Bill. Yeah,
look at Bill. Bill looking the same, still wearing the same sweatshirt. I don't think he's changed a bit.
You know what time it is, Bill. You know what time it is.
He was probably like, hey, Belichick, you see this tan? You see how good? Do you see how good TB12 is surviving in the tropical weather?
How much fun I had off the boat after winning?
Have you watched any of my Tommy and Gronk shows?
Yeah, we were never allowed to do that with you. No, but Tom Brady was in kill mode. He was ready to go because at the end of the day, he know this is business. There's a couple things in his head was going through, like he don't want to come back there and lose. No, because then people be talking trash. And he don't want to hear that. He know every student's dream is to come back and beat the teacher. Period. Period. So of course he has to come back and put it on Bill Belichick. If he don't, I know he would have probably puked that night. And I ain't talking about from tequila vodka. Or what you call it? What is it? What is it?
Avocado tequila. Tequila
Avocado
vodka.
tequila. I need to make that.
I don't think I would ever want to mix avocado, tequila, and vodka together. That sounds like a dangerous. That's probably worse than like what they call it, the three-headed horse.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you turn like 21 and everybody forces you to mix all these dark liquors together and throw them in one shot, and it's like, why? Why do you want to do this to me?
It's dangerous. That's the beauty of it.
It's trouble.
People like trouble. So Tom was ready to go. He was going to handle it regardless. He was going to get it done. But
all right, looking at Brady's numbers, let's break down his statistics specifically. Brady was 22 for 43 for 269 yards, 0 touchdowns, but also 0 interception. He had a QB rating of 70% in his passing. Now, is that acceptable for his homecoming of his team that he has not seen in 2 years? Like, how are you thinking? Were you expecting him to throw for 3 touchdowns and 315 yards like he's been doing previously in these seasons?
Here's the thing about it is, though, I expect him to do that, but at the same time, you have no Gronkowski, and then your receivers are dropping passes wide open. Antonio Brown, I have vouched for you.
In the end zone.
In the end zone, bro? Come on, man. You too busy worried about dancing or what you going to do after. Come on. It's in your, he dropped it right in the basket. How you dropped that? My daughter could have caught that.
It was raining, man. That rain was coming down.
You're a professional. You're a professional. They make you. Peyton Manning them did drills with snapping the ball. They put a water bottle and poured it on the ball on purpose because they knew it was going to rain that night. What did the Bears do?
That's smart.
The Bears didn't do that. So the Bears and Rex Grossman, he's a gross man, kept fumbling the ball. They kept fumbling snaps. They kept fumbling handoffs. Peyton Manning them didn't because they was putting water at practice on the ball on purpose.
It was
like
ready.
Up, throwing a bottle of water on it. Every game situation you must be prepared for. If I know that we can't tackle, guess what we're doing all week? Tackling. All right, what we doing today, Coach? Tackling. And what we going to do after that? Tackling. We're going to tackle until you show me that you know how to tackle.
Yeah, and I saw a couple missed tackles, and I know that we are a little banged up in the secondary. Our front seven had some serious pressure on Mac Jones, who had a pretty good game. So later on the show, I'm going to ask you what you think of Mac Jones and his performance against the GOAT. I mean, that's got to be nerve-wracking in itself. You're going against a quarterback who played in that stadium for 20 years, and you're taking over the throne. So obviously you want to have a great first impression. And I also want to talk to you about our run game. I mean, let's jump right into that.
All right, go ahead.
Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette. It's been a lot of back and forth between the two. Leonard Fournette had 20 attempts for 92 yards. His longest run was for 21 yards. Ronald Jones, 6 attempts for 25 yards with 1 touchdown. His longest was 8 yards, and I believe that 8 yards run was his single touchdown for the game that he had in the third quarter. Now, Ryan Suckup and Ronald Jones were the only 2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers who found themselves in the end zone. So a lot of depending on a great kicker, and the Patriots kind of fell for that towards the end of the game. But let's pick apart this run game. How are you feeling about Mr. Fournette, and is he going to be the main carrier throughout the Bucs run game in their offense this season?
If they let him be the main guy, then they're going to lose. They're not going to be able to run the ball consistently. I don't like Fournette. I don't trust him. He can have 20 attempts for 92 yards, but you had to touch the ball 2 times. This man, he touched the ball like 6, a handful of times, and he scored a touchdown. I'm going to go with the guy that keeps scoring.
He's more of that. I would say that he's more of that red zone threat. I think Ronald Jones is great when you're at like the 30-yard line and you're trying to make a touchdown and you're second and 12 yards and you're trying to make something happen and you're getting close to making a touchdown. I think Ronald Jones is kind of that situational running back, and
I'll take that.
I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because he's
like
one of the
monsters.
Right.
I like it. It's a rotation. But Fournette, he just slow to me. I don't trust him. I
just love Fournette and how he's able to like bounce off the tackle and extend the play. That is something that I love about Leonard Fournette because I think he's a big guy.
He is.
So he could take those hits, and he's like an impact kind of running back, and I appreciate that from his style.
I like the guy. I like the shifty guy. See, I am in case, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, Coach J is a 2-time 2,000-yard rushing coach. Okay, so I am just used to a certain kind of back. I am used to the back that sticks his foot in the ground and go. Just one cut, go. Just He running so fast like he stole something, and he just stick his foot in the ground. Shout out to my boy Keyshawn Stacy, but he stick his foot in the ground and go. You ain't catching.
Austin Eckler, the running back for the Los Angeles Chargers, did a lot of that in that Monday Night Football game, and he was outstanding. The bolts were hitting twice in SoFi Stadium.
You stick your foot in, go. Ain't got time to be dancing. Get out of there. Act like
got
a dog.
No time for that.
Act like a dog.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're getting to the midpoint of our show. We appreciate you rocking with us here at the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. Please give us a subscribe on YouTube and share our content wherever you are watching. We are going to be right back in just a second, and when we get back, we're going to show you some footage from an actual press conference that was held right at the morning after the New England game. So definitely fresh in the mind, because I mean, they did play a Sunday Night Football game, so that game was not over until 12:30 a.m. You know, it was a pretty late night. I didn't get back to the hotel till almost 2:30 because the traffic that is leaving that Patriot Way, whatever they want to call that little plaza.
Yeah.
It was intense, but stick with us. We'll be right back.
Pharmaceutical company Prevacus says their new concussion medication Prevacol helps repair nerves and promote cell growth.
We can get the drug in the brain in less than 5 minutes. And our plan is, when we get that diagnosis on the field of play, give the drug nasally, get it in the brain quickly. When it gets in the brain, it actually gets into the nucleus of your brain cells, and it reduces swelling, inflammation, and oxidative stress at the same time.
When Jake and I first talked about this many years ago, one of my first questions was, will this help me? And he goes, no, this is for treatment immediately when a concussion, or you think a concussion has occurred.
Yeah.
The acute problems that exist later on in life, if we can take care of these at an early age and start getting some of these things to our children and grandchildren, you know, and I think we can make this game, our game, football, a safer place.
And so the whole goal is we're trying to make the game safer. And so Odyssey and this drug, we believe, can be a game changer in so many different ways. Yes, on the football field, in the game of football, because that's where my passion lies, but also in the game of life.
Shout out to the Odyssey Group and all the work that they do to help and protect these NFL players, because we know that they put their bodies on the field and give it all for our entertainment. So we appreciate them. Coach Jay, let's jump right into this press conference that we grabbed from Bruce Arians. Shout out to the PR department for the Buccaneers for sharing these content.
Yeah, it's amazing. He played really, really well. You know, he had the one penalty, but no, I was really, really pleased with Sherman and Pierre. I thought they both went out there and played really, really good, and give us, you know, that the bright side is just going to get better too. You know, the more they learn what the hell they're doing. And so I think this week, you know, again, fortunately we had Mike Edwards to step in there for Antoine, and we'll see who's going to back up those guys this week.
So Bruce Arians was talking about Richard Sherman and his debut in a Tampa Bay Bucs uniform. Coach Jay, whenever you get back here, I definitely want to know your impression on Richard Sherman, who started the game, because we're hurt in that secondary, and that veteran presence is what we've been looking for since Sean Murphy-Bunting went down. Carlton Davis has been dealing with injury, even though he was doing punt returns, which was very confusing because I thought he was out for a rib and abdomen injury. I don't think it was really smart, but I understand if they're low on players. Jamel Dean has also been dealing with injury, but he is back in practice this week, which is really, really good to hear. Jason Pierre-Paul, who's been dealing with that shoulder and hand injury, is not back on the roster as a healthy player. So Richard Sherman, his debut, what is your perspective on his return to the NFL since he only played 5 games last season as a 49er?
He is going to always be Richard Sherman. He knows situations, scenarios, that happens on the field. But at the same time, he is not the LOB Richard Sherman. He not the Legion. He was getting exposed, but it's good to have him out there because he knows what to do. But I don't see Richard Sherman being able to run man coverage no more like he used to with Seattle. He can't do that. I
mean, at 33 years old, he's probably not going to have that same skip in his step as he might have had in his younger years as an NFL player. But, I mean, 7 tackles. He led that secondary. He looked pretty decent since he hasn't played since last season, only playing 5 games, going down with a calf injury as a 49er. I'll give him some slack. I want to give him some time because, I mean, Todd Bowles was on the sidelines kind of screaming out different coverages to him because he wasn't really acclimated to their defensive scheme. So I think it's only going to improve from here. 7 tackles, I'll take it. He had a kind of like a bad penalty towards the end of the game, but overall, I'm happy with it. I think that veteran presence is going to kind of help the youth.
Now, I'm happy with it. I'd rather have him out there because he knows what he's doing. It's just he's not the Legion like he was when he was with Seattle. Because Richard Sherman with Seattle could run man coverage all day in your face, running press coverage. Now, no, you need to run cover 3 with him or cover 2 or cover 4 because he's older. I mean,
that man coverage. That man coverage is not an easy task in the NFL. I mean, we see a lot of defenses kind of slacking, and that's always something we expect in the first half of the season because it just always takes some time to game plan, to watch footage, to really study the different offensive schemes in the NFL. So, I mean, we didn't even have a decent defense until we're going towards our bye week last season. So, and even Devin White had said it in his press conference after the Super Bowl that they weren't running different schemes as a defense. They had just finally locked in to what Todd Bowles had been preaching all season. So I hope they can get it figured out. Richard Sherman, we appreciate you landing here in the Bay Area and choosing the Buccaneers, and they will have hopefully great success.
Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you. I know I'm gonna see you somewhere here.
Are you gonna have a chance to go to any games this season? Are you thinking about it?
I don't know. I'll be working. I'm trying to work so that way I can live at the games for the future seasons.
It's all about longevity. Ask Tom Brady himself.
Oh yeah.
All about longevity. I will hopefully be able to make it to the Miami Dolphins game, which we're definitely going to talk about that matchup. But before we close the door on week 4, tell me what you thought about Mac Jones. Because, there's a lot of confidence buzzing around him. I mean, the Patriots are 1-3, almost dead last in the division.
That's all right. He knew. So they're gonna give him a chance like they did with Cam Newton. The difference is he's an actual quarterback. You ain't got to change the playbook for him. You can actually run that stuff that Tom was running with that guy because
I mean he played four seasons with Alabama, 3 seasons, from 2017 to 2020, winning championships with Nick Saban.
But the only bad part is with that though, you didn't have to throw the ball that much when you were Alabama. All you got to do.
But he threw a lot. I mean, he was 31 for 40. He threw the ball 40 times, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Oh, he good because he with Bill Belichick them and Josh McDaniels them. So he's a real quarterback. But I'm just saying, most Alabama quarterbacks, they get knocked because all you have to do, just like on Friday Night Lights, the movie, you just got to turn around and give Booby the ball. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do is exist in the 2 to 3 seconds of turning around and giving Booby Miles the ball. But this guy, he actually threw a lot more when he was with Alabama. So now he's with Josh McDaniels, and they're like, oh, man, we got a real quarterback. We ain't got to change the system. He already knows. He wants to learn. I think the Patriots and Mac Jones them came out there looking good, honestly, because they was not rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, the score was 17-19. If the kicker kicks that, if he hits it, that's a different game. Once again, I don't understand these kickers. Your job is to kick the ball. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I know all about the mishaps with the kickers, and I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers know all about that as well. So I know it's a breath of fresh air and a relief to the Bucs organization to have a dependable kicker like Ryan Suckup, who we depended on a lot, or the Bucs depended on a lot in Week 4.
He missed 2. See, that's the thing about it is I need an automatic. Somebody need to call Vinatieri. Tell him to come back. Vinatieri.
No, we need to call my ex-partner in crime, Martin Gramatica. I mean, I know everybody saw the viral video that was like on ESPN Deportes of him doing that fancy kick where he like dribbles a football, like the football's on the ground. He uses his feet to like kick it up, and then he kicks it with the other leg and makes it through the uprights.
Okay, I'm with that. But
I mean, at 45 years old, Martin.
I'll take him. If he come back, that's fine too. Automatic Gramatica, I mean, I'm with it. I just know since being up north, I just know Vinatieri so much for so long.
Yeah.
He was going against us when I lived in Indianapolis.
All about those mishaps with Nick Folk as well, who I don't remember what season it was. If you guys are in the audience and know what I want to say it's the 2017 season when the Buccaneers came to the Raymond James Stadium, and our kicker missed like 3 or 4 kicks. And 2017, appreciate you, Peter Blake, but he missed about 3 or 4 kicks, and we barely lost to the Patriots. Barely. Thanks, Peter. He missed 3 kicks, and I think the score was like 9-12.
So hey, I've won a game 12-0, just straight kicking. 12-0.
Just straight kicking. I mean, that's basically what we saw.
They can't score on us
from the Buccaneers.
I make sure my defense is elite. Fellas, they can't beat us if they can't score on us. Offense, I just need y'all to control the game. We're going to run the ball most of the time. Most of the time, we're going to run that ball. Get it close enough. Kicker, go out there and kick the ball. He kicked it 4 times. We won 12-0. I told him at the end of the game, that's why I got you. That's why I came and got you. Because his mama didn't want him to play it first. Because she said, I don't want him to get hurt. I said, no, he's just going to be kicking.
Oh, he's just going to kick the ball. He barely gets touched. If they do get touched, they probably get a flag because, you're not supposed to rough the kicker or whatever of a foul.
Everybody on the team, we are going to kick the ball. If he gets touched, all y'all going to suffer for it. You will run the hill. He will sit there and watch.
Like you used to say last season, that is your little sister.
Yes.
Protect your little sister.
You don't let them in the back to grab and touch on your little sister. And you for sure don't sit there and watch it. What you doing? So he kicked it. Boom. 12-0. No problem. My thing is, Truth, you're an offensive person. You love offense. So you're over there doing offensive drills. Me, I love defense. I'm going to be over there doing offensive drills. Then we come together. We do drills together. What has the kicker been doing all day while we've been doing that?
Practicing kicks.
Kicking the ball, right?
Right.
Since
our punter should be practicing some, onside kicks, and which I saw a lot of when I was at One Buck. They were doing a lot of special team plays in the indoor facility, which is always good that they're practicing those special teams, because a lot of time these games come down to one kick, one decision.
If me and you been over there doing offensive and defensive drills, we got different drills and all situations set up, and they've been kicking from the time we came out to the time that we left all week. And now we get to the game and you miss, bruh, you been kicking all week. The kid will tell anybody, Coach Jay, while y'all doing all that stuff, what you want me to do? Kick. You just go over there and keep kicking. I don't just keep kicking.
That's
All
what we
practice,
pay you to do. That's
kick.
all you need to do. You don't need to be in the weight
Kick.
room. You don't need to be
Go
doing
kick
any
the ball.
excessive training. You need to kick the ball.
Keep kicking. I tell you to stop. He was like, "Do you want me over there?" You said, "Team, you're the kicker. You stay over here and you keep kicking.
Keep kicking till your abductors are sore.
Keep kicking. When we get to the game, how you get 12-0? Because you kept kicking. Then now when we're playing against other people, they got a game plan not only for my defense and the offense, they actually like, hey, these guys will kick the ball on us. And they got a kicker that can make it. So
I mean,
now
if you give Brady less than a minute, I believe it was like 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter, expect him to get in field goal range if that's all they need to win. I mean,
is
it's the name of the game. When it comes down to the NFL, Brady has said it himself during press conference. It all comes down to who scores more points. Doesn't matter how the points get up on the board. Doesn't matter if it's touchdowns all day or if it's Ryan Suckup putting it through the uprights. It only matters about putting points on the board.
That's right. We may be wrong, but we doubt it.
I doubt it.
Telling you.
Shout out to everyone who is tuning in to the Tom Gronkowski Show, brought to you by Fans Only Sports Network. It is Ruth the Truth and Coach Jay Morgan here live to you on a late Wednesday night. We appreciate you staying up late with us. Coach Jay, the Buffalo Bills are 3-1 and leading the AFC East. Now the Jets and the Dolphins and the Patriots are joining in them in this division. Does it surprise you that the other three teams in this division, other than the Bills, are 1-3? What about the Dolphins? No, you're not surprised?
The Dolphins, them, when they let Fitzpatrick go, I really and I like the Dolphins. I really like them. I was there at their facility before it was up and going. So I like the Dolphins.
That Hard Rock Stadium is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been there for a preseason game. I
was there when they wouldn't let nobody else in. People can look at it on my Facebook. Go ahead, Sports. I'm Jay Morgan. You will see me on there in front of the statue. You still can see them building. I was up there with Troy Drayton. He's an alumni for the Dolphins. He played tight end for them. I'm telling you, I've been ins and outs of this. I saw Don Shula on his little motorized little cart before he passed away. He right there in the tunnel with me. So I love the Dolphins. Here's the thing: it is I'm a realist though. When Fitzpatrick is gone, I just didn't believe no more because Tua, he looked sketchy to me. And then he got hurt. He looked sketchy too. And then they got somebody else. And I'm like, no. I don't trust it. No. I'm going to go with the Bills. The Bills are the only team in that division right now that's actually consistent, and they're a real organization and a real team. The Patriots, they're a real organization. They're just trying to find their way because they got to pick up the pieces since Tom is gone. So they got to find a new guy. I mean, it's like when Michael Jordan knew and Kobe knew, Michael behind you on your pictures. That Michael with Kobe on your picture behind you?
It is.
That's right. So when Michael left, what the Bulls have to do? We had to reconfigure everything. Okay, and then we got Derrick Rose, and then we was doing something, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. He's on so many red flags coming out of Bama. Thank you.
And we've been seeing that forever. Do you think the Miami Dolphins are shooting themselves in the foot, would you say, for skipping over Justin Herbert to get to Tagovailoa?
Yes, because now look what Herbert doing.
Oh, offensive rookie player of the year. I mean, consistently. I mean, they're sitting at 3-1 right now. Their only loss came to my Dallas Cowboys. Whoop whoop.
Speaking of that, also came off a win. Good. Cowboys looking good against.
Oh, can we go down that avenue? Let's go. Dallas Cowboys are coming off 3 straight wins, my friends. As you know, I live in the Tampa Bay area, just a few blocks away from Raymond James Stadiums, and I'm here covering the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have joined the Tampa Bay City, but diehard Dallas Cowboys fan ever since I was a younging. This is a Tony Romo signed football right behind me, and that is one of my prized possessions. Don't buy me purses. Buy me autographed anything. That's my forte. I don't want no Louis Vuittons. I don't want none of that. I just want signed, autographed, authentic sports things. Like let's a little side story. The Christmas of 2016, okay? I'm at my family's house. We're having a good old time. Everybody's opening presents. I'm opening everybody's presents, obviously giving them that fake, like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, always just grateful for gifts, never a pain in the ass about anything. But my brother is the last one that gives me a gift, right? And it's a Dallas Cowboys blanket, just a fleece, like one of those blankets. And I jumped up and down with excitement, ran around the Christmas tree, acted a freaking fool. And my family all looked at each other and was like, that's it? That's all we got to get you is anything that has a star on it? And you're absolute. And I'm like, do you guys not know me? Hello? You guys aren't paying attention. I don't want, any of the girly stuff and makeup. Give me a Dallas Cowboys anything. And now I would love to just add more Bucks gear as well, because obviously living in Tampa Bay, you gotta rock the gear because Super Bowl winning team, obviously. So
I just ordered some on Amazon.
Fun story about that.
Hats and everything for
I gotta order another Cowboys hat because the other day I literally fell off a ladder or a step stool, you would say. Not even a step stool. I used something that I shouldn't have been using to get to a higher elevation in my closet, and I ended up completely. The stool went completely underneath me, and I really, really hurt myself. But at the end of the night, I could not find my Cowboys hat, and I really hope it ends up somewhere because my sister bedazzled it for me. It's a navy blue like baseball cap, and it has the big star in the middle, and she bedazzled the star.
Okay.
So it really looks like a star.
All right. Okay.
So I really hope I find that hat.
Shining light.
All right, so back to some football talk. Sorry, guys. I like to get off track sometimes because it's late and we're just trying to have some fun. The Buffalo Bills are going to be facing the Kansas City Chiefs for Sunday Night Football this coming weekend in Week 5. And the Kansas City Chiefs are coming back off of a win after losing back-to-back games to the Ravens and the Chargers. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, duh. They should have beat the Philadelphia Eagles. If they didn't, they would have had a serious problem. Now, the Eagles had some serious trouble with some penalties towards the end of the game. Nick Sirianni lost his cool, and he rips off of his headgear, and he's like pouting at the ref, and he's just completely upset. But anyways, Kansas City closes that game. I believe the score was 42-30, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me if they know the correction on that. But how do you think this matchup against the Buffalo Bills, which will be a rematch of the AFC Championship game we saw last season, how do you think this is going to pan out for this coming Sunday Night Football game?
I'm just going to say it. I think the Bills going to kick their ass.
Whew.
I think they're going to kick their ass.
You heard it here first, folks.
I don't trust the Chiefs like that. All they got is Tyreek Hill. The rest of the Chiefs and them too pretty for me. They play pretty. Ever since they won a championship, they play pretty now. They all look like a bunch of honey badgers. They be playing pretty. I ain't got time for that. You too light skinned for me.
Yo, you're a savage, I swear.
I'm telling you, I hope the Bills kick their ass. I think they're going to whoop their ass because payback time.
So Clyde Edwards-Helaire is finally rebirthing himself. He had 14 attempts for 102 yards, 0 touchdowns. His longest length was for 17. Now, he is their starting running back, and I know that he had a mishap in that Ravens game with that late fumble, but he's kind of getting back on track. Patrick Mahomes had 24 completions for 30 attempts for 278 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception with a passing rating of 131.
Yeah, I know, right?
Still think they're too pretty? I mean, I haven't even finished reading off stats. We're talking about Tyreek Hill, Mr. Cheetah himself, with 12 targets, 11 receptions for 186 yards with 3 touchdowns. His longest run for 44. Travis Kelce, 6 attempts for 4 receptions and 23 yards, with his longest being 10. Still think they're playing too cute?
They playing cute. If I'm playing against the Chiefs and I'm the defense, fellas, all we got to do is make sure that we hit that guy in the back and make sure that we watch 87 and watch Tyreek Hill. And really, if 87 can't get the ball, their savior is Tyreek Hill. What did the Bucks do?
Cheetah.
They did not let Tyreek Hill do anything, which put it all in everybody else's hands. and then all of a sudden, then boom, the Bucks win the Super Bowl and they kick their ass. I'm telling you, all you had, the formula is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hit Patrick Mahomes. Don't let him start running outside the pocket. Keep him inside and hit his ass. After you get done doing that, make sure Tyreek Hill don't touch the ball. If he does touch the ball, you blast him every play. Even if he look like he's about to touch it, you blast him every play.
Yeah, stop letting him do back handsprings in the end zone, please.
That's it. You put it and make Kelsey, them, and all the rest of them have to beat you. Now we're talking in a tighter game. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
They lost to the Ravens. I don't know why people be so afraid.
Oh, come on. Patrick Mahomes
was trash. I'm going to say it right now. The Ravens are not
very unlikely circumstances.
The Ravens are not the Ravens that all of us know. We are used to the Ravens with running the ball, playing defense. Now they got one guy running the ball, which is the quarterback. Listen to me now. Coaches, if you out there, happy National Coaches Day. First of all, second of all, if you know if the running back is the quarterback, that is great, because fellas, all we have to do is tattoo his ass 2 to 3 times and he gonna be done. He gonna be done. He gonna bumble the ball. He ain't gonna want to get hit no more. So when you going against a team and they got one guy that's running the ball and it's the quarterback, I'm happy. I sit back like this.
Sit back and relax.
There's no need to trip. I sit back like Lil Wayne and be like, show me my opponent. Yeah. Show me my opponent.
And Peter Blake in the comments makes an excellent point that the defense for Kansas City is also highly questionable. Blueprint is out, but the defense is worse for Kansas City.
Thank you. He right.
Got an excellent point. You got to win with a tough defense. You can have a strong offense, but if you don't have the defense taking away the ball and keeping the offense of the other opposing team off the field, it's not how you win games.
No. So this is.
I feel like they're also lacking in their front seven on that defensive line. They're not applying a lot of pressure. They're not getting to the quarterback. And BA head coach for Bruce Arians was talking about the pressure that is needed to win games. I mean, they kind of struggled. They only had 3 sacks. I mean, they had a few additions during the Patriots game, but going into the Rams game or after the Rams game, they only had 3 sacks on the season, which is not what the front seven is known for, with Vita Vea, with William Golston, with Nacho, with, the high power defensive line. Dominican Sue as well. You can never forget him. I mean,
Joe. Come on, Joe.
Right.
Exactly what Peter is saying. He is
Joe
right.
Ho.
The Bills. So knowing that defense for Kansas City is not good, all y'all got to make sure is y'all protect y'all little sister in the back, and he gonna take care of the rest. I have faith. I trust the Bills more than I trust the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Y'all play too pretty. The Bills is hungry. I can see it in their eyes. They got that eye of the tiger look going on.
I think it was a hiccup going into week 1 with that loss with the Pittsburgh Steelers that has not been able to get the ground underneath them. So
God, the Steelers sad. Oh my God. I don't even want to play black and yellow. God, they so sad. I was like, how y'all? Man,
they have such a terrible offensive line, and I honestly think Big Ben is headed out as a starting quarterback in the league. I think his chapter is coming to a close.
You need to just go in.
I hate to say it, but
chill with Palomalu. Go chill with Palomalu, man. Play golf, drink Metamucil.
I mean, if they don't start having any success, they might try to tank to get a high draft pick to try to get a powerful quarterback to kind of take over that lead. So, because I mean, that's usually what the NFL's formula has been lately: is draft a quarterback, try to turn your franchise around.
Here's the thing about it is, see, people, oh my God, see, everybody. I'm a trendsetter. I'm not a person that follows people. I'm a trendsetter.
I'm with you on that.
As everybody noticed, I got hair now. Remember, everybody.
And when people tell me that something's not a good idea, I usually run with it because
I do it anyway.
The confidence behind it just fuels the fire.
At first, I was getting bald fades because everybody was keeping their hair and all that, and I was chopping. I was letting this grow a little bit. I was chopping it. Well, I was chopping it. No, I was letting it grow a little bit. Now everybody want to go bald head with long beards. I started letting the hair grow. I can't look like you or be like nobody. I'd rather be myself, because being myself is what's made me more successful. So with that being said, Stop trying to be like everybody else Steelers. Be the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get your defense good so nobody's scoring you. Get you a running back because you got to do that ground and pound game.
Najee Harris. Can we give him a little bit of credit?
I'll give him some. That's fine. But I'm just saying the Pittsburgh Steelers way is defense ugly, nasty, killers. I want them guys. I need a running back or a couple running backs that's going to ground and pound offensive line. They got to be nasty, dirty, gorilla type guys. And then you got a quarterback that's, I can't say mediocre, but he can throw the ball as well as turn around and hand it off. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers way. Now they trying to just sit there and air it out. And while I'm going to air it out with this man, he ain't Tom Brady. See, Tom Brady can air it out all day because he barely gets touched. Big Ben been getting popped since he first came into the league. No, he can't sit there and throw the ball 50, 60 times. You go, man, that old man's shoulder be hurting when he go home. I know it does. He be telling his wife, baby. Oh.
So Peter Blake made a great comment. Do the Pittsburgh Steelers make a trade for a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers?
No, Aaron is going to the Saints. He's going to the
you've
Saints.
been preaching that for so long.
I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers fits that system for the Saints. He does not fit the system for the Steelers. The Steelers, that's not his style. That's not his style. That's not his style. He fits the system for the Saints with Peyton. He fits the system for the Saints. They go get somebody else. Go get Matty Ice.
Peter makes a great point. There's no money. They're having so much cap issues in New Orleans. I mean, they've made multiple cuts to try to empty out some room. Taysom Hill is on a very interesting intertwined kind of contract that doesn't really give him any type of guaranteed money. So that could become an issue. But and I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers anywhere close to the NFC South. I mean, wait to take over whenever Brady decides to retire, but don't come in the division trying to stir things up because you're just going to get washed out.
Hey, Tom, hear me out. I know you watching somewhere. Somebody told you about this because I was at the bar one time and a dude told me, I know you. I seen you on this show. And he said, I was like, yeah. I'm telling you, Tom, you beat him already. Forget him. Come on. I ain't worried about
I mean, it'll give some great, what do they call it? Bullet board material to have Aaron Rodgers in the same division, I think. But all right, so
you still gonna beat him, Tom.
So what are some heavily anticipated matchups in week 5? Obviously, we have the Dolphins visiting the Raymond James to take on the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are now in the lead for the NFC South since the Carolina Panthers fell short to my Dallas Cowboys. Such a relief to say that because that Panthers game really had me worried. Their front seven was lethal for their defensive line. I was worried about the protection on Dak, but they've definitely been impressing me with the offensive line. So shout out to them. But let me get some of your week 5 matchups.
Let's see. I want to see. There's a couple teams I really want to see. Really?
Yeah, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on Kansas City. That's an obvious no-brainer. The Miami Dolphins are going to be visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Rams and Seahawks are going to be facing off.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I had Matthew Stafford, but I kept thinking about the Lions.
Yeah, I love this NFC West back-to-back weeks of like big rivalry games. I'm loving it. The Rams, Seahawks in the same division in the NFC West. After the Seahawks won this past weekend, and they are now 2-2 with the Rams sitting at 3-1. I believe the 49ers are 2-2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 49ers are 2-2, and the Cardinals are undefeated.
Dang!
Yes, the Cardinals are still undefeated. Kyler Murray has been outstanding, making a great impression so far this season. So what team in the NFC West has your attention the most?
Well, it's really dang. Okay, since they undefeated, they really do have my attention, and they wearing red, and I love that. So it's really the Cardinals. But I love Russell. I love Russell. I just don't want to see Russell fail.
And I never want to count out the Saints or the Saints. I never want to count out the Seahawks because
Never can.
they're a back-to-back super appearing team. Russell Wilson obviously is a franchise quarterback and has been exceptional in that organization. And I mean, you can never doubt against a great NFL coach and Pete Carroll. So I think that they're gonna. I mean, who did they lose to so far this season? I know that they had I know Russell Wilson has never lost 3 games in a row, and that was a lot of the conversation. So I know that. Let's see, they take on the Rams this weekend. They lost to the Minnesota Vikings.
You like that?
Oof.
I love Kirk Cousins.
That's questionable.
My daughter.
So they beat the Indianapolis Colts. They they lost to the Tennessee Titans, and they lost to the Vikings, but won against the 49ers this past weekend. So that was definitely a must win to get out under the wire. But what is your impression on Russell so far this season with them sitting at 2-2? Do you think that they are still the dominant team in the NFC West, or do you think a Rams or Cardinals team has taken over that position?
I think that those other 2 teams are just living, they just rolling through right now. Because the Seahawks, how many times, that's why I was going to ask you, how many times we have seen the Seahawks down and they come back out of nowhere?
Yeah, I mean I'm never going to count them out from making it to the playoffs. Like, they're going to find their way to a wild card game.
They all, but I'm talking about like even in just a game, like playoff game or a season game, they must be losing and they come back out of nowhere. Fake field goals, they come back onside kick, Hail Mary passes. Them guys just play real situational football. They can be down this much and they still kicking the ball. And they, people like, what? They got to score the touchdown. Hold up. They got something cooking. Don't worry about that. Just keep watching. DJ Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey going against each other, yeah, you're going to need some popcorn ready because that's going to be a show right there. We might see a fight.
Yeah.
We might see a fight.
Talking about those interesting plays, shout out to Brandon Staley from the Los Angeles Chargers, who had some pretty interesting play calling in that Monday Night Football game with a fake punt, as well as challenging the play and winning his first challenge as an NFL coach. I mean, we love to see it on the field. We love to see what we're not expected to see.
That's what you do. You come out first half.
Yeah.
You're going to play situational football regardless. But then the second half, you got to throw something they ain't ready for now. You got to throw something they ain't ready for.
And I think I love when I see teams catching the opposing team off guard right before they go into the half. I think that's super interesting. You just kind of want to make that impact and leave that thought in their mind as they're going into the huddle. So, all right, we've been on for a good hour, so we're gonna have our final thoughts. Other than the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs game on Sunday Night Football, what are you thinking about Week 5? We also have the New York Jets, the Falcons. The Eagles are visiting the Panthers. Green Bay is taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Patriots have the Texans. The Titans have the Jaguars, who are winless and been dealing with a lot of Urban Meyer drama. Detroit Lions have still not won a game. They're facing off the Minnesota Vikings. Broncos and Steelers. Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Saints and Washington. That's another game that's really going to have my attention. It's another 1:00 game. Is the Saints and Washington, who are both at 2-2. The Saints finally returned to their home stadium after kind of having a rough start to the season after Ida kind of shook up the town, but they're back at their home stadium. So hopefully I will be at the Halloween game on the 31st of this month, which I'm super excited about. Another game that I'm anticipating is the Cleveland Browns and the LA Chargers. They're both 3-1. Baker Mayfield's been really tough on himself so far this season, and some improvements that he wants to see on offense. And then Justin Herbert has just been on fire or bolting out of lightning, whatever pun you want to add. Who do you have winning between the Cleveland Browns and the LA Chargers?
I got Baker and Chubb and Hunt and
They
Beckham.
are playing at home.
That's all right. That's all right. We good.
The Chargers are playing at home.
That's all right. We good. We love going to other people's house. We make it our house. They be like, y'all at home? Yeah, we're going to make this our house today.
The Bears and the Raiders are also facing off for a 4:00 game this Sunday. Raiders are coming off of a tough loss in Monday Night Football. San Francisco and the undefeated Cardinals, New York Giants and Cowboys, Buffalo Bills and Chiefs. And the Monday night game is going to be the Indianapolis Colts and the Ravens.
Okay, I want to see that.
We have a couple interesting rivalry matchups going on. 49ers, Cardinals, Giants, Cowboys.
The Cowboys about to kill the Giants.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. I'm not trying to get too excited because this is a huge rivalry game, and everybody wants to show out for those rivalry matchups.
I say it for you. The Cowboys gonna win that game. The only way they don't win that game is if they show up and just think that they just gonna show up and just win.
And you heard it here first on the Tom Gronkowski show.
If they show up and play, then they're gonna keep Jerry up there. They gonna keep Jerry up there. If they try to come out there and just we the Cowboys, we just gonna show up, they're gonna get killed. Because the Giants ain't really a threat. I laugh at some teams. I don't when I go to sleep at night, I don't never think about a team because they're too busy thinking about me. I don't think about you. I'm going to sleep thinking about that dub. Yeah.
That's my mindset. So Coach Jay, before we close out tonight's episode and we'll see our folks next week, do you want to do a quick X's and O's before we say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah, we can do
All
that.
right. Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Gronkowski Show. This is our segment of X's and O's.
Talk to them boys that sat on them benches, man. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach, put me in the game on 4th and inches. And I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I see them boys all behind me winless. I ain't Mario Williams, but I'm not defenseless. Wide receiver catching Hail Marys, I'm Christian. 5 and out, hot route, yeah, switch stick shift. Gone with the quickness, fast and instant. Cornerback safeties, I burn them like incense. On the field, I'm daddy, and the ball is my infant. I don't need so much of pork, but I'm in love with the pigskin. All I really know how to do is win. Super Bowl champ, Disney World, let the kids in. Hall of Fame Wayne, I'm putting my dibs in. Catch me in the game on 4th and inches. The Empire. I don't talk.
Okay, here we go. X's and O's. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we just gonna get down straight to the nitty gritty. Okay, this is the reason why we are looking a little bit iffy against certain people. Is because we're letting our guy, he's been getting touched a little bit too much for me. Not a lot, but a little bit too much. So I say we come out, we spread them out like we've been doing, and we start moving people around. We're going to start hitting him here, boom, especially since we don't have Gronk in the mix. All the other people got to do is make sure they catch a pass. When the ball's in your hand, catch it. This is not going to be hard at all. All we're going to do is just come here and just run. Simple stuff. We're going to spread you out. We're going to make you mix up coverage. You're going to show us your coverage. Right here, boom. We got backside. Since we don't have Gronk, I say put Antonio Brown. Let him be on the single coverage, or you can put Mike Evans still. But I like to have Mike Evans and Antonio Brown them switching between either single coverage by themselves, like being on the single side by themselves, or having them playing the slot. I just need the defense to just show me what defense that you're going to be in. Because once you do that, then now I can start playing around now. So then I'm going to start moving people around and all that now. You're going to try to hurry up and shift. Once you do that, Tom already sees it. Said go. I might come out and run zone. You thought I was going to do something. Now, look, since Dan already moved and left. He come right here into the guy's lap. He going to come right here. Boom, boom, Rojo. Go. Right up the middle. Go. Another thing is, I say if we can't, since we got Fournette in, I'm going to teach y'all the Peyton Manning way what he did in Indianapolis when I used to live there. If you can't hand the ball off, normally. So that means back here. If you can't hand the ball off, this is what we call an extended handoff. So since I can't hand the ball straight up, like I always tell people, if you can't win straight up, then you win with deception. So since I cannot run the ball straight up, that means I'm gonna start doing some screens now. So that means I can either let him come back, boom, let him through, invite. They go get a skinny. They go get a skinny, boom, let him come here, boom. He gonna run them off, boom. He comes right here, sits in the pocket, boom, 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 let him go. Or we can go wide receiver screen. He's gonna come here, boom, boom. He come, boom, invite him, boom. This guy gonna go across, boom, crack the shit out of somebody. He gonna come right here, up, come back, tunnel, boom, right there. Simple stuff. So I'm telling you, all you have to do is just make sure that we control the game, okay? Don't come out cocky and all that, all right? Make sure we playing team ball and defensive backs. It's on y'all, and we'll be all right. Go ahead, Ruth. Back to you.
Defensive backs. We're beat up. We're hurt. Jamel Dean is said to be practicing again this week, which is a relief. Jason Pierre-Paul, one of our starting linebackers for the Bucks, hopefully will be returning for practice this week as well. But yeah, defense is a huge factor in our secondary and in our loss to the Rams as well. Stephon Gilmore was released by the New England Patriots after Sunday's game. He hasn't deemed, I guess, healthy enough to regain his position on their roster. Do you think the Bucks should have been a little more aggressive for making a trade for him? Because he's landed. I mean, he probably was released for a few hours before news broke that he is joining the Carolina Panthers, since they are without J.C. Horn, their number one or their first round draft pick in that cornerback position. What is your take on whether or not they missed an opportunity?
I think they missed an opportunity. For one, he played with the Patriots. And Tom, you know this guy. You know what he can do. If I know that I got a position that is questionable, I always write it on the board and I put a question mark, plus I put the little dangly line right under it. Because like I said, like I heard that Nick Saban said to the guy before Julio Jones came, when I'm able to replace you, I'm going to replace you when I'm able to. Now, at the same time, even though I'm telling you that, most people be like, "Oh, you being mean?" No, I'm telling you the truth.
Being truthful.
But I'm also giving you a heads up. If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, coach, hey, you're gonna have to do something about these next couple of games. You're gonna have to figure it out, or someone figure it out for you." I know what that means. Okay, so we're gonna win. All right, say no more. That ain't never happened to me. I seen my mentor do that to people. He tell them like that because he was the athletic director. So he tell them straight up. He's come into school, fired everybody just like that. Start from scratch. So when if I know that I need defensive backs, I am looking on the radar, free agents, because they're cheaper. And for two, I'm looking to see which big guy I can get if I can make it possible. Because I'll give you a couple of my scrubs for your good guy. I need that position filled. It's just like when you play Madden and you see everything is A, C+, D. This is an F in this. So I'm trying to make sure all my grades start coming up. If I know if I got A, B, C over here, before I start messing with them, I'll make sure I correct this D- section that I got over here. Correct.
Yeah, and it's all about the depth when it comes to the roster. And I mean, injury is something you cannot avoid in the NFL. I mean, these players are playing full force, running at each other at 300 plus pounds. I mean, you're bound to get hurt. That's just how the game is played. So having depth in the secondary is definitely going to be crucial for the Bucks to continue to have success this season. Well, the Buccaneers are 3-1 going into Week 5 against the Dolphins this weekend. We're hoping to be 4-1 after what did I say? 3-5, 3-1. I'm hoping to be 4-1 after this weekend for a Week 5 matchup. Any final thoughts before we say bye to our audience? Because I am pooped and ready to go to sleep.
Hey, well, all I gotta say is, hey, y'all be ready for a show and the upcoming shows that's gonna be happening, because it's only gonna get better and better. because we're expanding and we looking more and more good. I'm telling you, I appreciate y'all staying up with us all night because we can do this all night, every night. It don't make no difference. We don't care. So that's all I got to say. Life is good. Got red bottoms on. Life good.
Life is good. That is all for us tonight. Thank you for joining us on the Tom Gronkowski Show. It is Ruth the Truth and Coach Jay Morgan. Make sure to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the Fans Only Sports Network. And we will see you next week.